we were told that De Zerbi wanted to take a real, close look, like you mentioned, on, the likes of Will Lankshear, Mikey Moore, Jamie Donley, these kind of guys. And obviously, Ali Gold says, Donley has impressed, and De Zerbi might want to take him on the tour. We have heard nothing on Mikey Moore. So, I mean, Will Lankshear, he got, what, a week? A week to impress De Zerbi. Clearly, he hasn't impressed him enough, I guess. But it's not a lot of time.
It's not. I don't even know it's about not impressing him. I think it's just more about the fee we're getting. We're getting a good deal.
Yeah, but if he was that impressed, then he would have kept him around.
Yeah, but he maybe thinks, look, you're a good player, but we're getting good money and we want to reinvest it. Obviously, he's not shown to be Harry Kane or anything like that. Otherwise, he would definitely be kept around. But maybe he just thinks he's good, but he's nothing special. And maybe he thinks, okay, if we can get a good deal. Obviously, it's not like we've accepted a very low fee here. We're getting a really favourable deal in our terms. And if that deal didn't come, maybe De Zerbi will be like, okay, maybe we can do something with him. But if De Zerbi is thinking, you're not probably going to get a lot of game time, we're maybe going to go for another striker as well. If we're getting 20 million for you, also, there were some reports that Lankshear himself was pushing for it. Obviously, if Lankshear was told by De Zerbi you're going to get chances here, maybe he wouldn't. So he must have been told he wasn't. So, I get it. He probably didn't impress enough. That's just reality. There is a bit of discussion at the moment around the Spurs fan base about selling all these young players and obviously making all this money. And it is, on the one hand, great if we're going to reinvest it into ready-made now players and building a squad that's ready to compete in the Premier League. That's fantastic. But a lot of fans are starting to get, well, not a lot. There is a section of the fan base that are worried about maybe the future of the club or the future, getting rid of too many of these young players. And also, it's one thing right now, we're doing it with Lankshear. We're selling him. We're selling potentially Bergvall, who a lot of people rate. But then let's say we start thinking about accepting a bid for Mikey Moore. Would that be a step too far?
Potentially.
Would you then start to turn on this whole process if we were to do that?
I don't know if I'll turn on the process. I'll be very, very disappointed if we were to sell Mikey Moore. I really would. But I was very disappointed of selling Luka Vuskovic. I'm disappointed of selling Lankshear.
Bergvall.
So Bergvall, I'm disappointed of selling all these players, to be honest. But the reality is that if you reinvest the money wisely and you bring players in that are better on a level right now and that can shoot us up the league and potentially get us back in the Champions League and potentially even further than that, then at the end of the season, we're not going to worry about it too much. And, we're building a squad that's potentially able to compete right now. And it's not like, I know Robertson's of age, but, you're looking at Mateus Fernandes, 21 years of age. A lot of these players, Savinho, that we're looking to bring in, young player. It's not like we're bringing in old players that are not going to be our future's not going to be taken care of. We're reinvesting big money in players that are able to take part in the first team or, have spots in the first team. So I think the narrative that is saying, we're selling our future and, our future's not going to be taken care of, I think that's absolute rubbish, to be honest. I think it's disappointing because we had high hopes for these players. But if we reinvest it wisely, it's not going to make too much of a difference.
What do you think? And in terms of the Donley stuff, that's very interesting, isn't it? We've obviously... He was a player that we've been very excited about, and then, he's fallen a bit by the wayside over the last year, and you're thinking maybe he's going to be leaving. I thought he's probably going to leave permanently, but here De Zerbi rates him potentially and wants to take him on the tour now. Like, what position could you see Donley playing for? Like, some people are saying, oh, he's just going to, maybe he's going to fill in left back or anything. But some people are saying, could he be a false 9? Maybe he could be our number 10. Like, where would you see Donley maybe fitting in under De Zerbi?
He could be a false 9. I think those two positions, false 9 or 10, I wouldn't want to see him out wide. Potentially even deeper, like a number 8 or something. But I think something in the central areas, false 9. He's not a centre forward like a natural centre forward, but definitely he can play the false 9. His natural position, in my opinion, is a 10. So I was speaking about this with Daigle last night, like with the situations that we've got going on in the 10 right now, Maddison only coming back from the ACL, Javi being out for at least the first half of the season. You've got Kulusevski, who knows what's going on with him. Maybe De Zerbi's looking at him and being like, well, maybe you can just fill a role for the first half of the season.
Yeah, and we obviously mentioned that in regards to Mikey Moore. Maybe Donley could be that guy. Obviously, he's a bit older than Mikey Moore, so maybe could potentially be a bit more ready for the Premier League. Maybe, I don't know. It's an interesting one, I find that really encouraging that he's looked at Donley and can appreciate his quality. So I'm super interested to see if he maybe starts tomorrow, or if we see him tomorrow and also on the tour, and where De Zerbi's going to use him and how he's kind of integrates into the team, and if he's someone actually we can rely on next season. That would be amazing. That would be so exciting if he sees Donley that way.
I mean, the attributes that he's got an unbelievable shot and passing. His passing is incredible, and we saw when he was at Leyton Orient. Obviously, it's different levels, League Two, but was it League Two or League One? Might have been League One.
League One.
Like even against Man City, when they played Man City in the cup, he was unbelievable that day, and he showed grit, tenacity, unbelievable passing ability, and his shot obviously from the halfway line that ended up going in. So he's got those kind of attributes in his locker. Where he kind of is not great is his speed. So I wonder if that can be improved on. Does De Zerbi need that to be a good number 10 in his team?
But one of De Zerbi's main players for many years at Brighton was Gross, and everyone knows he's not the quickest. He's a pretty slow player, but what he had was unbelievable technical ability, and he had very great game intelligence. So could he see Donley as his Pascal Gross, I wonder?
Yeah, and you know what? Harry Kane had some real bad loans, didn't he? Not getting a lot of minutes before he took the light at Spurs. Did Donley just have his Harry Kane loan last season?
Yeah, maybe. Just quickly on Mikey Moore, what kind of bid do you reckon would make Tottenham consider a sale? If someone came in for Mikey Moore?
It's so hard to say, isn't it? It's
because if you got 20
say.
for Lankshear, then you got 50 for Vuskovic. It'll be somewhere in between now, wouldn't it?
It's hard to speculate.
You don't want to speculate.
I don't really want to, because I'll be gutted. I'll be absolutely gutted if we sold Mikey Moore.
Obviously, this is completely conjecture. There's no links or anything. We're just putting it out there. If we're willing to sell all these other youngsters, could Mikey Moore be in that category? I wonder.
I really, really hope not. I really hope not. If Mikey Moore gets sold, then me and Roberto might have a problem.
Ooh,
I'm joking. But
do a Daigle outside the training ground.
Yeah, see me outside the training ground, Roberto. If Mikey gets sold, I really don't know. Like, he's obviously just got Young Player of the Year in the SPL. I think it's probably going to have to be a little bit below Vuskovic. Not that much though. I think like a 30 to 40 million.
Yeah, I was thinking. I think 30 probably makes them think about it. I don't know if they do it at 30, but I think if someone comes in with 30, I think Tottenham can't come to the table. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I don't think they'll sanction a move for Mikey Moore. Look at the loan spell he had last season. You compare that loan spell to Will Lankshear's loan spell. Different kettle of fish, to be honest. And Mikey's obviously that much younger, 2-3 years younger than Will Lankshear as well. So I think within Hotspur way, he's like the darling of the academy. I know I said that about Junai Beifeld as well, but it's the both of them. And I don't think they're selling Mikey Moore for any price.
I don't think so either. I wouldn't say for any price, but I don't think they're selling it.
Obviously, if they get £100 million offer, they'll sell
No, I
him,
think if they got a really good offer, like let's say someone came in for like 40 to 45 million, I think they might do it.
I don't know if they would, because they're just making so much money. There's no need. There's no need to sell him. Look how much money we're making on players. There's no need to sell a Mikey Moore for 45 million.
Yeah, you make a good point.
So, yeah, I don't think they sell him. And I don't look. We're not going to get a bid of over 50 million for Mikey Moore this summer. So, I don't think they sell him for any realistic bids that come in.
Yeah, look, I don't think there's any worry about him leaving. To be honest, I don't see anyone putting in a 40 to 45 million bid for him anyway, right now. I'm not saying he hasn't shown to be a good player. I think he has, but obviously we're, as Spurs fans, really excited about him. I don't think anyone watched him at Scotland saying, yeah, we're going to slap down 50 million on him right now, as much as how good and impressive as he was.
Teams in Scotland can't even afford to put 50p down on him, never mind 50
I'm not saying teams in Scotland, I'm saying teams in general watching his time in Scotland. I don't think they're going to be convinced just yet to pay that kind of fee. So I don't think there's any danger of Mikey Moore leaving, but just interesting to think about considering what Lankshear, Vuskovic, Bergvall, what they're going for. What would we consider Mikey Moore in that same category as if a bid comes in of that similar ilk, we would actually consider it, or is Mikey Moore untouchable? But regardless of that,
he's untouchable at this point.
Yeah, regardless of that, he's not going. I don't think he's going anywhere this summer.
Look, you look at Will Lankshear, he's 21 years of age. You know, how many players? He's the same age as Mateus Fernandes.
It's true.
You know what I mean? Mikey Moore is 18 years of age. So it's a big difference.
Yeah.